We have another question for this week, okay? And this one is a doozy. This is a doozy. So I'm going to get started immediately. My name is QueenAusetHeru, and thank you for joining me for another wonderful edition of Ask an Aquarius. If you haven't already, please hit the red subscribe button and smack the bell. Also, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. It helps creators on YouTube immensely when you give us thumbs up, when you share our videos, when you comment. I know that it may sound cliche, but that is extremely helpful. There is something here called an algorithm and it hates us. Okay, and the more that you like, share, comment, give love, the more the algorithm likes me. So the more it likes me, the more it lets my videos get out, and the more people I get to talk to. So if you can't do anything else, please do one or all of those things. All right. Likewise, please drop us a positive comment in the comment section. And if you would like to get a reading done, I am a card shark. Please hit me up on social media or send me an email, and I'll be so happy to give you a reading. If you would like to become a patron on Patreon, the link is underneath this video. If you would like to send a donation to the channel, donations are greatly appreciated. I am going to Philadelphia for the month of July. So I'm right now collecting as much money as possible so I can get cheesesteaks and pretzels. Oh, let me see. There's also Ask an Aquarius merchandise underneath this video. And I'm going to put the directions to the SIP challenge. This is our last SIP challenge. So if you want to win $100, go underneath this video and look at the directions, because the directions are different than they were at first. I want all of the answers in one place, so you have to go to that place to put your answer, and one of you will win. Last time, only one person put it in the right place, and unfortunately she didn't win because she didn't guess the right beverage. I was drinking cranberry juice the last time. This time, what do you think I'm drinking out of my Queen's cup? Ooh, that was more of a gulp than a sip, right? All right, let's take a look. Okay, this one is crazy. This young lady is an Aries, and she's 34 years old, okay? She is completely sober, doesn't drink, doesn't smoke, doesn't do anything. And she's in a 3-year relationship with an Aquarius. Now, the Aquarius is 28 years old. He's younger than her, and he is an alcoholic. Okay, so what she said to me is that she wants me to tell her if she can save him, quote unquote, because what she feels is that because she's sober and he's not, that she could be a good influence on him. She feels like because he doesn't have any sober people around him and his friends all get, they get drunk, they get high, they hang out, so she feels like because he doesn't have any positive influences around him, that she can be that positive influence. So they've been together for 3 years. So my thing is that if you were going to be a positive influence on him, you would have already been. Okay, it's been 3 years. So she wants to know, do I think she can save him? And my thing is this. First of all, you can't save anybody. You're not Mother Teresa. Mother Teresa couldn't even save people. You can't save a person. I know that people think that it's a very common thing that we say. It sounds very romantic, but it's not true. You can't save another person. You can help them. You can encourage them. You can support them. You can hold space for them. You can do so many things, but you can't save them. He has to see that he's an alcoholic and want to change that. That's the thing. And that's one of the first things. If you go right now to Alcoholics Anonymous online, you'll see in the literature that one of the first things is admitting that you have a problem to yourself. So if he doesn't admit to himself that he has a problem, he's not going to change. So you absolutely cannot save him. What you can do is encourage him to see his behavior. If you've been together for 3 years, I'm sure a number of things have happened, that you can point to and say, well, this or that or that or this. Or the next time something happens, you can say, well, what do you think about this, and get him to see for himself that it is a problem. He's never going to change his behavior as long as he doesn't see it as a problem and you do. He's just going to start to see you as a problem. And then he's going to skip off to be with people who will allow him to be an alcoholic, who will enable him, who will encourage him, So my thing is that that's the only thing you can do. Now, if his alcoholism is a deal breaker for you, because it would be a deal breaker for me, I would talk to him. I would try to get him to see his behavior. And if he chose to see the behavior and work on the behavior, I would probably hang in there with him. But if he chose not to see the behavior, or if he saw the behavior and chose not to work on the behavior, then I can't hang in there. Because then you, at that point, are enabling him. If you know that he has a problem and you hang in there and you keep on, making excuses for him or covering for him, now you're enabling him to be an addict. So if it was me, I would try to have an intervention with him. Maybe you and the people that love him, his mother or those who do love him, I don't know who loves him, but those who love him could do an intervention. And if you're the only one who loves him, then you do the intervention. And you discuss it with him seriously, honestly, calmly, and see what happens. One thing about an Aquarius has to see things for themselves. This is true of any addict, like I just got finished saying. Any addict has to admit that they have a problem. But Aquarius are special in this because Aquarius, we don't listen to nobody. We're the kind of people, and I'm going to tell you why. People are usually wrong. They usually are. People are usually wrong or wrong about us, at the very least, So we have a tendency to ignore people and listen to ourselves. We're very self-aware people, and we have a tendency to follow our own drum, the beat of our own drum. So the problem is that your first issue is going to be getting him to see that for himself, and then see that it's a problem, and then see that recovery is possible. He has to want it. He has to see it. So the only thing you can really do is help him. You can't save him, but you can help him. And if he doesn't want your help, you have to leave it alone. And leaving it alone doesn't mean, staying with him and just letting him be an alcoholic. Leaving him alone might mean that you have to leave him. It might mean that you may have to move on. A lot of times I was talking to a Virgo last night, and he told me that Virgo's like a project. They like a person that they can fix, and I said, well, how's that working out for you? Because I know him, and I know all his projects, all his women projects have all fallen apart. He's currently single, it doesn't work. You can't get with a person who's unhealthy thinking that you're going to save them and make them healthy, and then they're going to be a great partner. And I'm not saying that it doesn't happen, because I've seen people. Oh, my baby fell over. I think he wanted some attention. Come on, Ron, stop it. So I feel like that we've all seen these types of situations happen. We've seen people in these situations and they just don't go well, so you may have to end up leaving this person. And remember I talked about the Virgo that's always trying to save someone. He said that the thing that he's noticing is that as he's getting older, that need is not the same in him. So as we get older, we see that that's really not something that's going to work for you. So have the conversation, talk to the Aquarius, and see what happens. And if the Aquarius wants to live that way, move on. Find somebody else who's sober. I'm sure there's plenty of sober people out there. You can find plenty of them if that's what you want in your life. But trying to think that you're going to change someone to be the perfect version that you want them to be is a mistake. I've done that before. I've done it not with alcohol, but I've been in relationships with people, and I'll be like, if only only they didn't do this, you know, if only they weren't a narcissist, if only they weren't a sociopath, you know, if only they cleaned up their mental health, if only they were more motivated, you know, if only they weren't a drunk, you know, and you sit there and think to yourself, how can I tweak this? And thinking that by tweaking them or helping them or saving them, fixing them, then they can be what you want them to be. But the thing about it is that that's great, because you're not trying to do it just for your selfish reasons. It's also for them too. But the problem is that they have to want it. They have to do the work. He has to be the one that stops taking those drinks. He has to be the one that figures out why he's taking those drinks and get to the bottom of what he's drowning. You see? And that's work. It's work to break your addiction. It's work to deal with why you have the addiction. It's work to heal whatever trauma that is. So my point to you is that it's wonderful and noble that you want to help this person, but you can't fix people. You can't change people. You can't save people. So offer what you have to offer and see if he'll take it. And if he won't take it, then you need to think about what you're going to do next. Because if it was me, especially it's been 3 years, if you were going to influence him, you would have already influenced him already. He would already be saying to himself, you know what, maybe I should be sober too, because she's sober. He'd already thinking that to himself. If he's not already thinking that, that's just not where his head is. And also, he's only 28 years old. Some of the times a person is an addict for a long time before they're ready to admit that they're an addict and do something about it, if at all. Okay? So I get what you're saying, but no, we can't save a person. If we could save people, shoot, man, my life would be sunshine and roses if I could save people. I'd run around with a cape on. You know, it's just something that we can't do. But we can hold space. We can help. You know, you can try. And that's what I recommend. I recommend trying. Our first positive comment comes from Molly. Hey, Molly. Molly said, I love this song. And this is what I want to say to my Aquarius from a Cancer. I'm almost sure you can imagine. He said I'm not his soulmate. I agreed. But he's my person. And it does kill me a little bit every day. Well, if somebody says that you're not their person, even though you're in love with them, yeah, I've been there. I can relate. I can definitely relate. I'm thinking I'm in love with somebody or being in love with somebody, and they not saying I'm not their person. Oh well, you know, and it is painful. I came to oh well. I didn't start at oh well. So yeah, it is very painful. But what you have to do in those situations is say, you know what? Okay. I'm 100% sure that I am your person. I do think that we belong together, but I can't make you be with me. I can't make you feel the same way. I can't make you step up to the plate. And what you have to do in that situation is walk away and leave them alone and deal with yourself, because whatever hurt or pain or whatever you're feeling, you can heal it. You can come to terms with it. You can heal it and you can move on. Trust me. Trust me. You just have to come to terms with it and be like, you know what? It's their loss. And 9 times out of 10, if a person told you that they're not your person, 9 times out of 10, you better off without that person, because they're not going to step up to the plate. And if you try to make them step up to the plate, you're going to end up in a bad situation. Jazzy J. What's up, Jazzy J? Jazzy J said, this reminds me of a video game quote from one of the great video game series of PlayStation, God of War 3 to be specific. The quote from Pandora rings in my heart. She said, hope is what makes us strong. It's why we are here. It is what we fight with when all else is lost. That's a beautiful quote. Thank you. I like that a lot. From a video game? Oh, I haven't played. Let me tell you something. Video games have become quite sophisticated, because the last time I played a video game, it was Street Fighter 2. Okay. And I was playing it in like the 1990s. So it's been a long time. My other game was Tetris. My daughter and I were sitting out here putting my tarot decks into this bin, and the way she stacks things is lunacy to me, you know? And I said to her, you clearly have never perfected Tetris. And it shows. Okay? That's how I learned how to stack things, from playing Tetris. So it's been a long time since I've been into video games. I don't dislike them. What happened was I had a baby. I had that same daughter that I'm talking about, and there just wasn't enough time anymore, you know, or I didn't make enough time, I should say, for video games anymore, you know. It makes me think about buying one and playing Street Fighter. You guys might see me with a new game system. You guys come back soon, because I got a lot more to say. See you later.